What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the left side of the map, in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Nullus. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Matreiuss. The map is Oasis. This is game number 3 of this best of 7, which means first to 4. Lots of numbers, but that's what it means. First 2 matches going very, very well for the victor. Both players playing really well thus far. Super solid methodical play from Nullus thus far in this series. He's sticking to the script. He knows exactly how he wants to play, and he's executing what he wants at the very least in both games. Matreiuss, on the other hand, been a little bit more chaotic, picking the Norse gods here, not sticking in with the Greeks, deciding he's got a better opportunity, a better chance of winning going in with his Norse here. It's now bringing out the Loki. So we've seen 3 Hades games from Nullus, and we've seen Matreiuss showing his hand here very, very nicely. He says, I can play Odin, I can play Poseidon, I can play Loki. 3 different gods in the finals from Matreiuss, and we'll see if he continues that trend here in this series, or if he's going to try something else as we see exactly how everything's going to go. Relics on this map have been uncovered. We do have the Sister of Bast, reduction of 10% villager food cost there. And we've also got the Bridle of Pegasus, giving you a Pegasus every 60 seconds. I love that relic. This is one of my more favorite relics. Just, it's not amazing. It's not a crazy OP, but just having a Pegasus for free, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. You get a lot of cheeky shenanigans. A lot of cheeky shenanigans. Now, we do see that Matreiuss has gone for the double Skraeling, the double Ulfsuck opening. He scouted the entirety of the map here. Goat differential here. 14 goats for Nullus to only 12, well, only 14 goats for Matreiuss. So after, that was as good of an early game. Oh, and it looks like those goats are going the wayside of Nullus as well. We do see Matreiuss. He's going to be attempting to get that back, though. There's no way he's going to be allowing those goats to go to Nullus as he sends that scrap. I guess there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. I guess this Ulfsuck here can claim them. But generally speaking, thank you for the 6 months. Matthew, appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for the continued support. Dark Risen, right? I think I know. All right. We do see the goats have been spotted, sending them back home. So Nullus does not win out on that one. We'll see how it goes. But generally speaking on this map, when Norse goes double Ulfsuck, they've got the extra scout, which means they're going to be able to find more goats than the Hades player. But it seems here that it's equal. 14 goats apiece. Which obviously 14 goats is a big, big help. So we see 4-30 coming through, and we'll have to wait and see exactly what strategy here Matreiuss is going to go. So we've already seen Matreiuss having a really, really good time getting towards those, the Ballista, Fire Giant kind of combo. But with Loki, you don't get that frost. You don't get that frost to get the big advantage in this matchup. So we'll have to see how it's all going to go and exactly what Matreiuss is going to, how Matreiuss is going to try and get his value here. As we do see the walls getting shot up here, a little bit of a bash on all the long walls and then finishing it up. I like that play as we do see the relic getting picked up. Sister of Bast. Nullus coming through with his own Ajax saying, I want the Sister of Bast as well. And Matreiuss says, no, not today. Not today, son. Matreiuss is going to be bringing that back to his temple. Very, very happy there. Longhouse coming down. I imagine Nullus here is going for a far second town center. Now, this is a very different far second town center to last game. Well, not last game, the first game. Where basically here, on Gold Rush, Nullus's second town center and also Matreiuss, there's just so much hunt. So everything's hyper accelerated because of extra hunt. On this map, it's slowed down quite a bit. So the question is going to be, what sort of a fast second town center are we going to see? We do see the villagers moving up to the top side of the map there to grab that town center. He's got the Minotaur up there already as the villagers moving over there. The Ajax coming in onto this fight as Matreiuss here is more than happy to take that one as the troll coming through. Do we see that Chiron? Yes, we do. As the villagers turn around, take the fight. One villager going down already. Great. Great kill there for Matreiuss. As Nullus' Ajax gets caught out. And that might mean... No, he's going to be retreating those back. Doesn't want to be losing those. Town center coming up possibly means those baboons can get eaten. Only 5 baboons there, 500 food. Still decent. Eating your baboons is always good. As the Minotaur gets spotted in the middle of the map. Would have been better to just delete that one in all honesty. As Matreiuss retreats back. And Matreiuss already ready to drop that second town center. He knows Nullus is going a second town center. It's not a surprise. And the big difference here between Greek going second town center, Greek, Egyptian, and Atlantean, and Norse going for a second town center, is that there's a hidden cost for those first 3 civilizations getting in the town center. What's that hidden cost? It's the cost of the villager idle time of building the town center. Norse doesn't have that. So Norse's town center is a flat 700 resources. Whereas Greek building a town center with, let's say, with 5 villages, probably takes them around about a minute to build it. So 5 times 60, looking at about 300 resources. So it's about 1,000 resources for a town center to be constructed with 5 villages. Around about. My math is not quite 100% correct there, but you get the idea. So getting a town center up just that little bit later as Norse, it's not as bad as people think it is. You're not in a disadvantage here by any stretch of the imagination. As Nullus here, he's about to get himself walled in, which might be a little bit difficult. And I like this from Matreiuss. One of the other big advantages of Norse over the other civilizations is that the speed of the Herser, the speed of the Ulfsark, the speed of the Norse infantry, significantly faster than the villagers. So you can get around the map, you can get everything walled up, and you can be very happy with all of that. As villagers are popping out, and Matreiuss is getting himself set up for this game in a big way. Nullus, on the other hand, he's just got to play it slow. Now, one thing that Nullus can do here, and hear me out on this, is if you see your opponent going this second town center and they're Loki, just go for a fast heroic off of 2 town centers. Don't bother getting the military buildings. Why? Because you know the Norse player, the Loki player, is going to be making Herser. What's the counter to Herser? Her pacifist. What's the counter to flaming weapons? A pacifist against Herser. So just rush that out. As we do see the villagers retreating back off of this, you can just set into your town center here. He's got nice walls. He's got it all defended. These villagers over here can build the farms. Take your time. You don't have to build the units. It's fine. You don't waste your time building hoplites. No worries. Hoplites aren't that useful in this matchup. Well, not that they're not useful. They're just not as good as the pacifists. As we do see the temple here starting to get targeted down. I guess this is a weakness, though. If Nullus had himself watchtowers here, it'd be completely fine. As the Herser do manage to snipe the Ajax there. The villagers moving back up onto this position as Matreiuss spots that. There's more hoplites going to be coming out here to push these ones away. The villagers here, troll spawn, that's big. As he manages to target that villager down, picking that one off. Hoplite's going to be going down as well. The troll does immediately get sniped. But one villager did end up falling as the army continues to fight this. Matreiuss simply just going to be retreating away. And he gets some value out of his Herser already, so he's going to be happy about that one. There's another longhouse coming up, and it looks like, to me, Matreiuss is just pumping Herser. He's putting all the villagers on. Look at how many dwarves he's got. He's only got 7 dwarves. Is there a reason Snow White and the 7 dwarves? No, never mind. He's got dwarves over here as well. But the whole point here is that Matreiuss is not like every other Loki player. He is specific with what villages he gets when. He gets tons more gatherers out than he does dwarves. So his food income doesn't ever get stunted. He can put those villagers that are those gatherers there onto wood as well and get himself farms much, much quicker. So he doesn't have that economic problem that every other Norse or every other Loki player generally has, just because of the specifics of his macro. As he's now able to go up to the heroic age. not wanting to stay in the classical age for all too long here. Obviously, the game plan here for Matreiuss is very similar to game number 1. And Nullus is going to have to figure out what he's going to be able to do here to put a stop to that. As we do see, one Toxotes does end up getting sniped down. Obviously, the other big difference here is that the gold mines, they're much, much safer here for Nullus than in game 1. So it's not going to be a simple, oh, you have ballast, or I have to fight your ballast, or you can retreat away, and it should be fine. As Matreiuss pulls back, Bragi has been clicked up. Nullus has got about the same population, but just because farms have been started, it seems. Yeah. I think because farms have been started here for Nullus, this is why Matreiuss has been able to get to the heroic age so much earlier. And I like this. I think delaying your farms as long as you possibly can is always the right move, even though not delaying your farms does end up allowing you to fatten your goats a little bit better. I think it's better to just eat all the goats first and put your farms down as late as you possibly can. Especially with Norse, because you can always go full wood and gold for a little bit and make throw an Axeman Huskal. And where are these dwarves going? Oh no, they're going over here, but the wall is up. They have to move down to the bottom. As Nullus' army now going to be searching for something here. He's got to be careful, because I think if Matreiuss just comes in with his... I think Matreiuss should just take a Flaming Weapons fight here. Matreiuss comes in with all of his units and takes this fight, Flaming Weapons. He should be completely fine here. As the Herso swinging around the back. Still no Flaming Weapons being clicked. Battle Ball tanking a lot of damage. Great micro here from Matreiuss. He's dodging those Toxotes beautifully here. Nullus does finally recognize that one, targeting off the Herso now. Still no Flaming Weapons here just yet for Matreiuss as the restoration comes down. And Matreiuss pulls back through the town center and retreating all the way back here. Nullus at this point continuing to put pressure on. Still no third town center, but an attempt to take the town center down. Raiding Cavalry Hersa is the unit composition of choice here for Matreiuss. There's a Longhouse coming down. We see Masons. Masons is coming through for Matreiuss as well, which will help that town center stay alive for a little bit longer. Absolutely love that play. Gives him extra HP and everything else. But Matreiuss at this point, he just needs to use Flaming Weapons. Just take the fight, get your army out, retreat back, Flaming Weapons, kill the army off, rebuild the town center. That should be fine. Throwing away units is not what he needs to be doing here. Or at least like get a fortified town centers out as well. There's another option. There's Matreiuss here. He's going to try and push back over here and defend. Flaming Weapons does get dropped here as the town center getting closer and closer to falling. Matreiuss still no fortified town centers. I'm surprised to see him not just rush that out. He wants to go Mythic Age here, it seems. As the army now of Nullus, he can just retreat back. Beautiful play here from Nullus. Great force onto that one. He's also got the wall back here to retreat back. Beautiful play. Now, Nullus here, he's got to move into the next stage of the game because Matreiuss, he did lose his town center, but I imagine there's a market coming up. There it is. And I imagine there's a Mythic Age going to be coming very, very shortly here. We see the units retreating back. No Flaming Weapons remaining. Remember, Matreiuss doesn't care. He knows he can win this late game. He's got the skills to try and beat a Hades in the late game. And the big thing that playing Loki is that you can go Bragi and still have Frost Giants by going through Hell, which means you can deal with the Heliopolis, you can deal with the Colossus, and you do have a lot of answers to the Hades in the late game as the town center attempts to come back up. But is there enough time here? It looks like there's not. This one coming back up over here. As the army going to push through, try and take out these villagers over on this position. I honestly think that these units here are out of position here. They can take this fight, no problems. As the Hoplite is targeting down the town center, the Toxotes coming over here to push off the villagers off the gold. I love that movement here onto that gold mine down the bottom there. As the unit's coming over here, Nidhogg is going to be able to completely win this fight as well for Matreiuss. But I mean, Nullus is going to be losing this matchup until he wins. That's like he's going to be behind until he can kind of win. And he's not behind at the moment, but you know what I mean. Nullus is actually on 3 town centers, and he's going heroic age. He's doing everything he needs to win this game. Walls up everywhere here as well. as the army of Matreiuss still roaming around. Still no hill forts up just yet for Matreiuss, as this town center coming through here as well. So we see the town center attempting to come back up. One hoplite going to be attempting to sneak through. Villagers sneaking through here as well. As the fortress getting dropped, definitely cannot be allowing that to happen. As the Nidhogg drops down on this army, the villagers over here getting targeted down. The Toxotes retreating away. Ursa taking this fight. The Nidhogg getting distracted a little bit. That Chiron needs to target that Nidhogg down immediately. As the, I mean, it looks like he's valuing targeting the battle ball, but I don't really know. What do you think the best one is? Is he taking? Yeah, he's targeting the Nidhogg there, as the army needs to retreat back. And now Nullus here. He's got the villager advantage. But Matreiuss has got the myth unit advantage and everything else. So it all comes down to, can Nullus just survive here? As we see an underworld coming through, pushing the villagers off of that gold mine. These villagers still happily over onto that position. As a mountain giant spawn coming through, Matreiuss can get himself hill forts down. He can get himself everything else. Villagers getting pulled back. Fire giant coming through onto this position to help defend. So hoplites getting cleaned up over here. I mean, one thing I think that Matreiuss is maybe, like, the calculation in Matreiuss' unit composition is that he hasn't done is his opponent is making hoplites. He's not making Hephaestus yet. So just making Throne Axeman here would be so much better than making Raiding Cavalry, and he'd be able to get himself all the buildings up much, much faster. As the army pushes through, trying to take out this this underworld passage, the Chiron is back in, getting a good amount of damage done. So the damage just slowly starts to come down from that mountain giant. Meanwhile, units coming over here trying to take out the Toxotes and the underworld on this position. So it looks like the army is not really working together to kill off both of those underworld passages. As the Nidhogg retreating away from Chiron for the time being. And this underworld will end up falling. Fortified town center coming through. Hephaestus is already 70% of the way in. As the villagers up on this gold mine, we do see the Ulf start coming through there. I'd love to see more and more walls over here as Matreiuss is starting up the side build. I love that here for Matreiuss. Lots of resources in the bank here for Matreiuss. He hasn't started his armory upgrades just yet. I'm not sure. He's not really playing this one as best as he probably could. He's missing hill forts. He's missing armory upgrades. Nullus, on the other hand, he's getting everything he needs. He's playing it incredibly well. I'm a big fan of what Nullus is doing here in this game. As the Plenty Vault comes down, Forge of Olympus immediately coming through. Slow, methodical gameplay is Nullus's port of call here. But, and pushing off gold obviously here is working out well as well. But now we see the hill forts coming down. Personally, I think putting them in a more defensive position so they don't get taken out by a random attack here, which Nullus is definitely going to be doing, will be a little bit safer. As the fire giant's coming up here, take out these units. So now it's just to defend on that position as the hill fort's slowly coming through here. Meanwhile, the Nidhogg searching for villagers to kill, getting targeted down by a town center. Nidhogg does not beat these town centers of Hades. As the marker coming up in the corner there for Matreiuss going to be getting put a stop to. Colossus going down here as this hill fort getting targeted down. The fire giants are doing a lot of damage here. So hill fort goes down. Matreiuss going to be retreating back. I hate to say it, but Nullus looks like he's in a very solid position. And with no hill forts up, there's no answer. There's no ballista. The ballista kills off the Perseus, keeps those fire giants safe. The ballista kills off those Toxotes. There's really nothing I mean, there's nothing else that you can do as Norse if you don't have the hill forts. There's the Nidhogg retreating back. Nullus still does not have himself any siege, though. There it is. There's the Heliopolis to start pushing through the center here. But the big thing with the ballista is that it doesn't get armor upgrades. So at every single point in the game, it's as strong as it's going to be. So obviously, if you get it out before your opponent has any armor upgrades, it does a lot of damage. But we'll see how it's all going to go. Matreiuss there, 320 HP of Matreiuss. Target that with the town center. Fire Giants coming through. Matreiuss is immediately going to move over here and target these bad boys down. He moves relatively fast at 4.3 speed, and we do see the Ballaster comes out. The Matreiuss getting targeted down here. I click on the Matreiuss. It's got 46 HP. Town center getting targeted down. The Ursa, not any help here at all. Not sure what that... Was that a healing spring? Or do you already have that down? I don't know. I don't know what that gold power was. It's the Fire Giant coming in to try and take out the Heliopolis there. The Ballaster could also target it down. They do crush damage, and the Heliopolis only has 5% crush armor. So Siege is good against Siege. That's a good lesson there. Siege is good against Siege. So the Town Center going down basically spells a nightmare scenario for Matreiuss. And this is, I mean, this is kind of what... This is always the problem with Nullus, is if you don't get to your Ballaster fast enough, life becomes really, really hard for you. There's Heliopolis rolling in. Nidhogg going to be coming back to try and defend, but another Heliopolis means the Town Center is going to get closer and closer to falling as the Ursa pop through here. Does manage to take out the Manticore, but the Chiron manages to finish off that Nidhogg. And what else does Matreiuss have here? He does have a hill fort on this position, but the Heliopolis taking it down. Matreiuss trying to deal with that. He loses his Town Center over here. As this top location gets cleaned up, Nullus is going to get himself another gold mine. You see this gold mine is being pushed off for the time being. Matreiuss has been very, very quick with his side builds being set up here. He's been super fast to set them all up and do everything that he needs to do. Does manage to push Nullus back for the time being because all the units up at the top, he knows he needs to clean this up so he gets control of that gold mine. But this might be enough time here for Matreiuss to get his Town Center back. Matreiuss is on 70 villages. Those Fire Giants are really, really strong. Does he have the time to get it up, though? Matreiuss pulls back. He doesn't have any resources for it. And the other thing that Matreiuss hasn't really managed to do here just yet is get that trade route set up. He's got that market in the top corner, but he hasn't managed to set it up. Well, he's got the marketplace, but not finished. His All-Star got spotted. As the Ursa try and get the Town Center up, the Heliopolis is going to put a stop to it. We do see the Ursa diving onto that one, try and stop it from getting forward there. The Ballaster kind of getting pulled out of position, though. There's more Ursa getting built here. And against those Pacifists, it's not the best of ideas, but I guess the Pacifists are getting cleaned up relatively fast with those Fire Giants. So no Matreiuss in here as the army is trying to move over. He's going to be breaking through this stone gate. I love that. Move in and rebuild that wall. As the Dwarves coming up onto this position. Potentially could come over there and get that gold mine, but that's already under control, it seems. As the Town Center is getting closer and closer to finishing. There is a corner over the bottom there that potentially Matreiuss could use for a trade route if he can get his Town Center up. As the Heliopolis coming in. Matreiuss not able to block it there with his Dwarves or anything, and that's going to stop the Town Center from coming up yet again. It seems in that moment, Nullus does decide to tap out. Matreiuss decides to tap out, and Nullus claims the victory on this Oasis game. I mean, we said it already, but slow, methodical gameplay from Nullus. Really solid. The things you have to do with Norse to find yourself in that position. I think what Matreiuss' mistake here was building raiding cavalry too early. Raiding cavalry too early means he couldn't trade with the army. If he had thrown axemen instead of raiding cavalry against the hoplite Toxodia army, two things happen. One, he can fight the army. Two, he can build himself hill forts. And that means he can get those Ballaster out. And instead of building the raiding cavalry to try and deal with the raiding cavalry to try and deal with like the Hypaspis that are potentially going to come, you just go straight into Ballister. On a map like this, I think it would have been a really great idea. But Nullus manages to win. 2 wins for Nullus. It is best of 7, so first to 4. Still a ways to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.